There be light, and there was light. Words of the said God, Mother Eve. Of course, this is where we delve in deeper and perhaps on the surface too, exploring the scriptures. And of course, with the use of numerology. Okay, and if you're joining us for the first time, this is what we do on Crimey Queen's YouTube channel. We explore the King James Version of the Holy Bible because, of course, it is a mathematical construct, and that helps us to give meaning or understand the depth of certain scriptures that we otherwise would not have make sense of. That's how it's been for me. Okay, and so we have also discovered 14 gods, of course, with the use of numerology as well, and intuition. We add, or we must add, intuition. Intuition is key. In fact, I'm going to do a numerology calculation on intuition, and I know I have done that before. Let's see here, intuition, because I believe intuition is really key. It's the key. Now, it'd be interesting to see if the key would be number 5, because 5 equals key. Or foundation, let's say foundation for 2 or 22 or 4. Let's just see. Okay, so this is 9, 5. Now, what is interesting here, every time we see in, of course, in is also telling us about out. That means there is access to both directions. And this is where we have beginning and end. So number 9 is beginning and 5 is end in numerology. Of course, we know where there is one, there is the other. So there we are, 2, 3, 1, 2, 9, 6, 5. So hey, if you're joining us for the first time, this is what we do here. We have fun with words and numbers, but basically we have been exploring the teachings of Mother Eve and in the Holy Bible, and of course exploring the characteristics of the 14 gods, see where we are at, how we can identify with the gods. And of course we have found out that we use the gods in our everyday language, like the word called, for instance, or made, or move, or ended, and so on. Okay, let's stick to this here. So this is 11, and I count like this. So this is 20. My eyes may go, or I may count from different areas. So this is 20, 26, 28, 33, 42. So I'll just double check. This is 11, 20, 23, 26, 27, 28, 29, 33, 33 plus 9 is, this is 3. This is 12. No, that's correct. It's 42. So intuition is 6, equals 6. And of course 6 is Mother Eve, because Mother Eve, the said God, S-A-I-D, which is 1194. Adding this together, this gives us 14, 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. Now 6 is considered, well, it is considered the number of man. It is considered a love number. Of course, it also corresponds to the position of the love planet Venus. And 6 is, of course, as we know, all things were created on the 6th day. And it is for that reason too. And we also had discovered that we are of 6 female. We are of 6 female. We are an experiment of 6 female. So basically, hence the number, hence it is said the number of man. So this is the result. We are the result of this experiment until they got us all perfect. Oh, how sweet. Okay, so intuition. Of course, the word for number 6, SIX, it equals 7 when we do this, which is 15, 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. So we can see the perfection of intuition right here. Okay, now what I really wanted to, perhaps I should really leave this as intuition, because I've been wanting to do just words and to see how they shape, how they impact our lives, how we have been using them, and how to become conscious of their vibration. So when we speak of intuition, and I'm just going to keep this one on intuition. When we speak of intuition, it's really that we all get a notion or a feeling or a hunch. We have different names and concepts of how we define or how we identify with what we call intuition. For me, sometimes I'm often caught in the act of just doing, because I hadn't given it much thought. I just get up and do something and realize that it was my intuition really taking over, because I have now learned to just do that and try not to question much and just go with the flow. Or when we get that hunch, when we get that idea, when we get that gut feeling within us, activating within us, which becomes more active when we have our Kundalini activated. So once your Kundalini is activated, or your chakras are clear, or again I would say activated, once we are on that path, our intuition becomes heightened. Of course, there we say we are operating on our 6th sense. Hence, now we could say that intuition equals your 6th sense. 6, which is 7, your sense, SENSE, your 6th sense. Okay, so we would have 1, 5, 5, 1, 5. There we have all the 5s, and we can identify with Mother Eve when we have all these 5s, which is 15, 16, 17. It really means that when we operate on our 6th sense, of course the word sense equals 17. 17 is really 8. 17, which is the God number, equals God, and it's also 8, which we have also discovered that 17 or 8, for instance, is really what Mother Eve ate of the fruit of the tree of life, or good, or the fruit of good and evil, or the fruit of knowledge, however we termed it. And of course, we have seen that in Mother Eve's mouth, there is the fruit. We could see how intuition works out perfectly, because this is where we are being called to pay attention to what we eat. Our vocabulary or foods or whatever we take in becomes that fruit that we are partaking of. So intuition, let's heighten our senses to understand that the fruits of course the fruits that we eat is that which we are. You are what you eat, or you give life to what you give your attention to. So basically, this is how Mother Eve, of course, having ate of the fruit which she knew or saw it was good for food, knew, of course, we know that there is again, there was no explanation to say how Mother Eve saw that the fruit was good, but she knew it was good or saw it was good. There was intuition at play. Now I'm talking about well, Junior or Mother Eve's or the other Eve, because they were all the goddesses that they were Eves. In that creation, the first creation, were female. And of course, we today I was also covering this aspect in the second, I think it's Genesis of chapter 4 or 5. This is where there is an account of where men got married or took on the daughters of men. So, or the sons of God took on the daughters of men, but it meant that there were women or female before, because there are two sets of creation in the Holy Bible. But let's stick to what we are talking about here now, is intuition. And intuition, of course, as we see, equals 6, and 6 is also 7. If we were to do the numerical value for 7, that would be 2. And I think perhaps it makes sense to do that. We have seen how, of course, because 7 represents the whole, of course, 7, which has Mother Eve in the middle, is evident of Mother Eve's presence. 4, 5, 1. Adding this together is 20. So 7 is 2. But however, the main thing is that 7 gives us that foundation, because it is whole. It's that the earth was created in 6 days, and on the 7th day of the day of rest is inclusive here. And so we could see that 20 really means foundation. It means foundation. It takes us back to number 8. If I may just wrap this up. So of course we saw how 6 equals 7, how 7 equals 20, and how 20 now, TWENTY, is 725552. Let's add this up. 15, 17 plus 27, we'll just do it this way, is 44. 4 plus 4 is 8. So remember, I just spoke about this 8 that we had, which is where Mother Eve ate of the fruit. This is the 8 that we are talking about, wholeness. So everything, intuition, in actual fact, covers everything right here to the number 8. So I am happy to be able to do this single word. This is what I've been wanting to do. So we will give this, of course, add this or understand this meaning to intuition, or the number 6. So number 6 really means intuition. We are intuitive beings. Basically, as the number of man not being 6, we are intuitive beings. And most of all, it confirms that we are of the said God, Mother Eve. Of course, number 6. When adding right here in the middle of the column, adding each 5 value, 3 5s 15, would be 1 plus 5 is 6. Right here. Okay. Thank you. Let there be light, and there was light. Words of the said God.